Alright, hey, what's up guys? Diego, take your life. Got a quick video here. Just gonna show you on this Milwaukee battery. It doesn't seem to be working right. Every time we try to charge it, I get a little Christmas red light here, as you can see. So we got no charge coming to it. I want to say, let me sit down here real quick. We're gonna go ahead and measure some voltage here. Let's see if we can. We're gonna put it first on DC, the little V with the straight line, not the squiggly line. So DC, right? And we're gonna measure the cells. Let's see if we can get a decent reading here. So we have three prongs here. Let's see what we can get out of here. Actually, we got 5. The top ones and then the side ones. So let's see here. 3,7 there. 7,5 there. 9 there. 9 there. 3,7 there. That seems a little low. 2.3. 2.3 seems a little low. So I want to say, basically, it's going to be one of those, one of these batteries here that's bad. So we're going to go ahead and take it apart here. I've already done some of the due diligence here to take it apart. In order to do that, we need a CRT or CRV T8. So it's a Torx 8, but it's a security tool. It's one like this. Let's see if we can see. There we go. You saw it right there. Shoot. Come on. There we go. So it fits in here. I should be able to turn it there like that. Anyways, so the T8 is the one that fits in here. It's the one that takes it apart. So we're going to go ahead and remove this here. I've already done some of this right? Remove this here as well. And it should be able to open up freely here. And it should be this part that comes up. But if this part comes up too, then you're fine. So you have that free. Now we have it, the cells more exposed here, which is what we kind of want. So I see 3 cells in here. You can see towards the bottom here, there's 3 cells. So we can imagine, if we measure one cell, we're probably looking at, what is it, 3 point something. So if we do all 3, we should get close to 9, I want to say. So if we measure this real quick, let me get you in the camera here. That was 3.7. 3.7. So something is a little off here. Okay, we must be skipping a cell. So we're going from here to here, this last one here. Let's see if we can get that. 3.7. I don't feel too comfortable with that. Let's check the bottom cells real quick. These are a little bit easier to access. So one cell, like I said, it should be about 3 something. We're going to measure this one here. So measure this first cell coming up here. Yeah, we're at 3.7, which is what we want. We got 2 cells here. These are, the only thing about these cells is they're kind of together. So we might get a reading that's similar for both, which won't tell you if the cell is bad or not. It'll just tell you that both cells are good or they're bad. We got 2, 3 right there. So I can tell you that one of these cells is bad, possibly quite both of them. So we do have to replace those cells. Once I take apart this top one here, I'll be able to tell a little bit better. And what we can do is measure the top as well. Try not to break it here, so stand by. So we got one little point right here. We can probably test. I'm not too sure where to test. And by the way, be careful with this because this could be just a little bit of voltage. I mean, not, this is only, the most is going to be 12 volts, right? So, but just be careful with it. 2, 3, 2, 3. 0, 7, 5. It looks like it's both of them together. So in all actuality, I mean, we see 6 cells. I might actually replace all of them. The only problem I got right now is that I don't have the tabs for these, or to spot weld these. So I'm gonna have to either figure out to not spot weld them or to spot weld them. I'm not too sure yet. We'll figure that out. But for now, that's gonna be the troubleshooting steps to determine if the cells are bad. I do have the cells here. These came out of a battery module. So I got some batteries here to replace it with. All I need to do is figure out which ones and how I'm gonna do it. But I gotta first purchase a spot welder, which I'll put I'll put it on the video. That way y'all can purchase it with me if you want to. But we'll see. I'll come back to this in a couple of days. Anyways, so I determined that these two from the bottom were actually bad, and the way I did that is I actually had to break the little, with my multi-tool, I had to kind of break the circuit apart, and I verified that each one of these is actually in fact pulling 2.4 on both sides, 2.3 on one, 2.4 on the other one. So I know they're bad. We're gonna replace those. It should be about 3.7, 3.8, sometimes even 4 depending on the battery. So I got these 2 replacement batteries here. We're gonna measure this, and this first one here comes out to 4.0. Second comes out to 3.88. So they should be good batteries. The only problem is when about to burn myself here. The only problem is when I took it apart, I kind of broke the tabs off here. So I'm gonna have to try to solder it back. Normally, yeah, you don't solder this, but in this case, I don't have a spot welder that's functional now. So I'm gonna have to just kind of work with this as much as I can. So y'all can kind of see here. Let me grab some of this stuff here. Sorry, some of this stuff right here. This is brass. It basically kind of cleans my tip here. So I can do this, and then I'll just wrap it around. So yeah, so what I didn't show you is this actually slips off here. It comes from the top and then pop it off. So let's go ahead and do this here. I'm gonna first tin the tip here, which is just the tip of this part right here. And the point is to just add some, so I can add something to adhesive to. So I already got on that side. We'll put the other side as well because I broke both sides, which is fine. So I don't want to put too much pressure or too much time on there because I don't want to burn it either. And I need something to, well, I guess I'll mess up my table here. It's fine. It's like it's kind of like tacking or something like that. I'll do this right here, like this. Grab it this way. I'm just like basically tinning that part right there. So that way it makes it so much easier to just lay on top. Just apply some heat. Be careful because this does kind of spread out. So you might get a little shock, or not shock, but a little bit of a solder on you. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this side first, and we'll just do it like this. So I'll come from the bottom. So I'm basically just melting there. Let it cool off a bit here, and it should be back in place. Yeah, it's nice and sturdy there. Now it's not 100%, but it's nice and sturdy to hold it there. So I'm okay with that. And do the same thing for this side. So apply a little heat here, loosen the solder up a bit, and then Work your way in there. There we go. All right. So now that they're both on there, you know, they're not super sturdy, but we're just gonna work with it, like I said. And I got about 2 minutes left. So I know that this one was positive on this side, so now we're gonna do negative on this side, and this one was negative as well on this side. So mind you, I just, you know, completed the circuit here. I gotta be a little bit careful on soldering here. I don't want to put too much time on that pressure or on there. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. It actually would help if I push it down with a tool here. That keeps it, that presses it down. With batteries, generally you don't solder batteries like I'm doing right here, because of the temperature rise in batteries might actually damage the battery. So we're doing this like really quick type of thing. Alright, there's that one, and then we'll do this last one here. Alright, so hopefully it should be done. And I got, would you look at that? Yep, it is charging now. Changed 3 batteries. So as I said earlier, sorry, this is like the next week, I don't remember, and I am not prepared for this video. Hold on. All right, so the cell was bad here. We have, this one says 2.498, 2.499. So the cell is pretty low that it's not going to take a charge anymore. The other cells, these are actually extra cells here. Let me put these to the side. But the other cells were still good. The only issue was that the charger would not charge. Let me pull this out. The charger would not charge simply because it was just a little bit outside of the charge window for a regular battery. So, for instance, this battery here was reading, and I know y'all can't see this, but it's reading 12.33, right? Which is this is kind of a full battery here. I don't know what the low battery setting is, but this one is 11.64. So we're a little bit off. I'm almost about 1 volt off. And the computer here reads it as, hey, we're not gonna, you know, charge at that rate or whatever. So that's why it doesn't want to charge. Even though it's almost there, it needs a little bit more juice. So what I had to do is I had to solder a piece of wire under the negative and the positive terminal, and I just basically jumped it this way. So it kind of like a jump start in order to get this battery up to the, I think it was at 11.2 or something like that when I 11.3, and now we're sitting at 11.6. So It just needed a little bit of jump start to kind of get it going here. And as you can see here, let me remove, I'm out, y'all. So you can see here, we inserted, and it is charging. And I could even get my drill here. And before, I didn't get any response or whatever. And now I have a light. Oh, let me push it all the way down here. Check this out. But I only have 3 lights right there, so it sees it as somewhat low. Let me remove this guy. Come on, there we go. Sees it as somewhat slow or low, but we'll just wait for the full charge to come up, and then I'll assemble the battery back to normal. But other than that, I mean, I know this is a kind of crappy quality video, but that's how you can get it back. These batteries are kind of expensive, and this battery that I got was a recycled battery that I got from my shop. Somebody, you know, basically was trying to recycle it because it was done, but not anymore, sir. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching the channel, and I appreciate the comments, concerns, and all that stuff that y'all have for me. I know I'm not the best quality, but I try to do whatever I can in order to put out some content. Till next time, later, guys.